Welcome to this explainer. Today we're exploring a seriously monumental piece of ancient wisdom, Volume 23 of the Zongjing Lu, or the Source Mirror Record. Compiled way back in the 10th century by the Chan master Yungmin Yanshu, this text is, well, it's an absolute masterpiece of Buddhist philosophy. But listen, we aren't just going to look at it as some dusty historical relic. We're going to unpack its most radical, totally mind-bending premise. The idea that the mind itself, like your mind, right now as you listen to this, is Buddha. So take a deep breath, get comfortable, and prepare for a pretty fascinating journey inward. We're going to break down complex ideas of non-duality, awakening, and cosmic consciousness right now.
Okay, let's dive into this. Right out of the gate, the text confronts us with a massive paradox. It boldly asserts that our true nature is already fully enlightened. So the natural question is, right, if you're already a Buddha, why are you sitting there stressing out about your emails, worrying about the future, and feeling, well, entirely ordinary? If we possess this ultimate wisdom, why are we completely oblivious to it? This Socratic hook is the core tension of the entire text, and to answer it, we really have to completely dismantle our usual way of seeing the world.
Let's start with Section 1, the illusion of separation.
We fundamentally misunderstand our own nature, right? We tend to believe there's this massive, unbridgeable gulf between everyday people and enlightened beings. But the difference is actually incredibly simple. It's entirely about our relationship to our own thoughts. Sentient beings, which is usually us, get totally deluded by thoughts. A thought arises, we grab onto it, we believe it wholeheartedly, and suddenly we're trapped in the illusion it creates. Buddhas, on the other hand, simply recognize that these arising thoughts are fundamentally empty. They just don't attach to them. The underlying nature of the mind is exactly the same in both cases. The only difference is whether you let your thoughts take you hostage.
There's this brilliant quote from the text that perfectly dissolves the binary between ordinary folks and divine figures. It says, "Deluded, you are a sentient being who is actually a Buddha. Awakened, you are a Buddha who was a sentient being." That is an incredible equalizer. It means enlightenment isn't about transforming into a totally different species or attaining some kind of alien superpower. It's simply waking up to what you have been all along. The text really emphasizes non-duality here. The idea that the mundane and the sacred are not two separate things. It's all literally just a matter of perspective.
Which brings us to Section 2, the true nature of awakening.
So, the crucial point is, if we already possess this enlightened nature, what does Bodhi, or awakening, actually look like? Because if we expect fireworks and levitation, we're definitely going to miss what's already inside us. The text defines Bodhi not as some magical trance-like state where you just check out of reality completely. Instead, it's defined as the perfect unity of stillness and illumination, completely free from dualistic characteristics. Think of it as a pure, quiet awareness. Stillness means the mind isn't constantly agitated by endless cravings and aversions. And illumination means it is perfectly clear, bright, and aware of everything happening. It's fully present, but completely unbothered.
To really help us grasp this, the author uses a really powerful metaphor. The text compares the awakened mind to a flawless mirror. Emptiness, or no mind, is its body. Reflecting is its function. And the body and function are utterly inseparable. Think about it. A mirror doesn't try to reflect, it just does. When a beautiful flower is placed in front of it, the mirror reflects the flower perfectly. But when the flower is taken away, the mirror doesn't hold on to the image. It doesn't get sad that the flower is gone. It just returns to emptiness, ready to reflect the next thing. Your mind can reflect all the majesty and chaos of the universe without holding on to a single piece of it.
I really want to pause for a second and let the weight of this next metaphor settle in. The text says the mind is like unrefined gold ore. The gold isn't created by melting, it was always there. This completely flips how we usually think about spiritual practice or self-improvement, doesn't it? We so often think we need to build ourselves up, add things to ourselves, or forge a brand new, better identity. But this text says no. Practice doesn't create enlightenment, it merely melts away the obscuring rock, the illusions, the attachments. The gold, your pure mirror-like awareness, was always right there, just waiting to be revealed.
Moving on to Section 3, Seeing the Unseen Buddha.
Knowing the mind itself is the ultimate reality completely changes how we interact with the concept of the Buddha. So let me ask you, where is the Buddha right now? When we hear that word, we usually picture a magnificent golden statue, or maybe a historical figure sitting beneath a Bodhi tree, or perhaps a majestic deity residing in some distant pure land out in the cosmos. We're trained to look outward, right? To search for a visual form of perfection. But remember our premise. If the mind is the mirror, looking outward is looking in the exact wrong direction.
The text shares this really profound paradox regarding the Bodhisattva Manjushri. It says, having absolutely nothing before the eyes is truly seeing the Buddha. True seeing is actually the absence of all external seeking. If you're looking at a shape, a color, or a visual form, you're just looking at a reflection in the mirror, not the mirror itself. To truly see the Buddha is to stop looking for an object out there and to just rest in the pure, empty awareness of the subject.
And this brilliantly illustrates a famous reference to the Diamond Sutra found within our text, that Tathagata has nowhere to come from and nowhere to go. The Tathagata, which is another title for the Buddha, isn't an external visitor who travels down from the heavens to grace you with their presence. Because the Buddha is the very fabric of your unconditioned mind, it literally cannot come or go. It is the permanent, silent background of every single experience you've ever had. Let's step into Section 4, the ultimate inner offering.
If the Buddha is not an external being, but rather the empty, luminous nature of our own minds, how do we practice devotion? What does it even mean to be religious or spiritual? Drawing on the radical philosophy of the Vimalakirti Sutra, a true offering is not about lighting physical incense, bowing to statues, or giving material gifts. True worship is an internal alignment with the unarising mind. You are essentially making offerings to your own realization. It's an incredibly empowering idea when you think about it. The ultimate temple is within you, and the ultimate sacrifice is simply letting go of your own delusions.
The text actually gives us a roadmap for this. Step 1. Turn the light of awareness inward. Stop focusing on the objects you're perceiving and start noticing the awareness that is doing the perceiving. Step 2. Align with true, unarising reality. Recognize that the chaotic thoughts bubbling up aren't the real you. And Step 3. Merge your environment and inner wisdom perfectly. This means you don't have to escape to a cave somewhere. You take this mirror-like mind out into your daily life, letting the world reflect without it sticking. This inner reflection entirely replaces the need for any external physical rituals.
But then, the text drops this absolute philosophical bomb. If you supply offerings with thoughts of a Buddha, you are not making a true offering. Just let that absorb for a second. Even holding the concept of a Buddha in your mind limits your realization. By thinking, I am here and I am worshiping the Buddha over there, you've instantly recreated the illusion of separation. You've fallen right back into dualism. To make a true offering, you literally must drop all concepts entirely, even the holiest ones.
Now for our final part. Section 5, the universe in one thought.
We've spent all this time stripping things away, right? Finding the quiet, empty mirror of the mind. But now, the text flips the lens and expands the scale to the entire cosmos. A single thought, in its true nature, doesn't just perceive the universe, it contains it entirely. One instant of awareness holds the 10 Dharma realms and the 5 aggregates. That's the text way of saying it holds absolutely every possible state of existence and every single component that makes up reality, encompassing 3,000 realms simultaneously. Your mind isn't a tiny camera filming a vast universe outside of it. The vast universe is actually unfolding within the space of your mind.
Let's move to and see how this builds into one of the most beautiful quotes from the Avatamsaka Sutra, which our text uses to tie this whole journey together. The mind is like a master painter, creating all the various worlds. Nothing exists outside of it. You are the artist of your reality. Every joy, every sorrow, every mundane, everyday moment, and every vast cosmological wonder is brushed onto the canvas of your awareness by your own mind.
We started by asking why, if you are a Buddha, you don't know it. We've seen that it's because we get totally lost in the paintings and forget we're the painter. The mirror is clear. The gold is already there. The true offering is just waking up to this very moment. So I leave you with this final, provocative thought. If every universe, every reality you experience is created by your own mind, what will you choose to paint in your very next thought? Thank you for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you next time.